Actually, Blizzard have they've done it good. There was a lot of fear over one part of the 20th anniversary.
What?
The bit with the tokens. People were worried they couldn't get all the things, and Blizzard
that's right. That's right.
Made it friendly.
See, I saw people complain all day about having to work too hard for all the rewards. So I thought you were coming in with the opposite. I was like, well, they do good. I don't know. Did they not do bad this time?
That's what happens when I try to form my opinion while also not having been on Twitter for a day.
Yes, no.
So
I saw
for me, the baseline was: are they going to add in these sets? Tune it so you can only really earn like 4 or 5 of them and try to make it evergreen through the years. That was like my baseline assumption of like, I think this is what old Blizzard would do. Whereas they've done it so you can get all of them in the 20th anniversary event.
Yeah, just with 7 weeks of hardcore grinding? Exclamation mark, question mark. Which isn't quite true.
I believe you mean 7 weeks of hardcore extracting value from your subscription fee, Matt.
That's exactly, did I not say that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
With, of course, creator code Bellular. Which doesn't exist, so don't worry. Don't use that. It's not a promo code.
Yeah, and I don't even think there is a promo code option in the Blizzard store, but if there was, putting Bellular in would double all the prices. Unfortunately, I think. Or just get you banned immediately. At least I think.
Yes, so I guess the first thing then, we have a date. It is pretty much the date that everybody deduced, and it is Blizzard sticking to their 8-week format.
Almost to a fault. It is literally 8 weeks to the day from the release of The War Within.
I don't think it'll be 8 weeks for the 07 patch.
No.
Just because of Christmas timings.
Yeah, there's going to be a early January, I think, because this event goes until the 7th of January. Yeah. So I'm assuming the 7th of January is another patch.
Because if Blizzard did ship it too close to Christmas, we would have course, have to get Tucker on for the War on Christmas special.
Of course, yes.
Given that this is the internet and media. So yeah, I think they're probably going to take a bit of a break, maybe January.
Yeah.
Patch, something like that.
Yeah. There's also while we're here, actually, we could talk about the fact that there's going to be a patch after this to some degree.
Dear Lord. Multiple patches in the game.
Yeah.
Shocking scenes.
Disgusting, honestly. How are you going to find the time to play all this game? So the major thinking, right, is that the Nerebar Refinery quest went live this week.
Yes.
Which is the promised raid buff that generally scales up, just like the one in ICC back in the day, where you got stronger via a buff instead of Blizzard arbitrarily nerfing stuff down. So that went live this week, and it's been data mined to stack 8 times, up to 18%. So obviously it's like 3 and then 2% after that per 2 weeks, which brings us basically until it's maxed out in the middle of February, which is everyone going, well, that sounds like a good time for a next raid once everyone's maxed this out and played for a week with the maxed out buff. Okay, sweet, wonderful.
Yeah, I saw Warcraft Direct be mentioned there. No, we're not saying it's January. I would expect Warcraft Direct to be not that long, though.
I expect it to be...
It's a BlizzCon replacement,
time,
so yeah.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I'm expecting that to be November time. We're expecting Mop Classic to be announced there among probably our 11.1 patch. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Everything just kind of lines up really well, doesn't it? They kind of got lucky and none of this was planned, I'm sure.
It turns out if you've got something planned every 8 weeks, it's not going to be that hard to do reveals. So 20th anniversary celebration then. One thing that has changed and been clarified is the total cost of all the different transmogs. The big feature that people want is, of course, the tier 2 sort of HD versions.
Just this one?
Pretty much just that one.
No, they do care. They do care, especially the Warlock one looks class.
Yeah.
I guess.
Some proper hunter nostalgia there as well, if you want to look like you just skinned Spyro and decided to wear him as armor. So the fear, right? The fear was that these would be really expensive, that you maybe couldn't earn them all, or that it would, suck for whatever variety of reasons. They've clarified how it works. So the first set that you buy costs 60 Bronze Celebration tokens. The second will cost 40, and beyond that, they'll only cost 20.
I was genuinely expecting that to be the other way around. I was expecting that to be you buy the first one for cheap and then grind them out. But that's actually better.
Yeah, so that would be traditional, like, not psychologically aware design. Whereas I think this is more psychologically sound. Mm-hmm. So because what it does is it anchors it in 60 being the fair value of the item. and then makes everything else feel like a really good bundle deal, but one that, because of the IKEA effect, you've worked for. So like on a psychological level, they've structured that, I think, pretty smartly.
And it also literally matches the value of sets, because you're going to buy the one you want first.
Yep.
So you buy the one you want first and go, well, I don't really want any. But they're cheap. Might as well. Very smart. Damn, they're actually kind of gaming in Blizzard. Insane.
Yeah. And
not gaming us for a change.
So another thing is they talked a little bit, I don't think it's here in our doc, it may be elsewhere, but they talked about how you actually earn them. So basically the way it is, there's the ways that you can earn them. And once you get 100, then you'll just earn more from doing any of the like sort of daily or weekly repeatable activities. So that's essentially that. The way it works is you'll be able to earn these. You can get that gear. There's other rewards as well. And then there's also time walking rewards, just for time walking badges. And throughout this event, there will be weekly back-to-back time walking, including the new vanilla time walking. So that's kind of how the event's working.
Yeah, it's going to be a little weird because I think they're doing a good job of making sure everyone knows this ahead of time, right? But there's a lot to get with the Bronze Celebration tokens, but there's also an awful lot to get with the time walking badges. The only thing is the Bronze Celebration ones, as far as we're aware, will go away with the event. So it's like focus on this and then the time walking badges after, because the time walking rewards will all stay around, because it's the time walking badge new rewards are a part of, they're being added basically as a part of the classic time walking being introduced.
Yeah, classic time walking not being a 20th anniversary specific feature, but an evergreen feature coinciding with the release of this.
Yes.
Which is good, because I suppose other than that, if they were to do another time walking, would have been BFA. Imagine you could do all of your BFA favorites in time walking. I think what they're really doing there is they know that BFA is like Mythic Plus fodder if they need to throw 1 or 2 dungeons into a season. So
this season.
Like this season, they don't oversaturate it. Which I get why they do that, but BFA does not have good associations, so it does not spark joy.
It also lines up better with the anniversary, because it's like obviously at the same time you get because obviously one of the big things coming here is the Blackrock Depths remake in raid form, which obviously that's a classic dungeon. So classic time walking, bringing back it's Dead Mines, Zul'Farrak, Stratomes, and Dire Maul, right? I think.
Yeah.
I think it's those, like the old versions being brought in. So that's literally
it's the old version of.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just assumed it would be the Cataclysm rework of Dead Mines.
It's all the originals.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I think that ends up being 6 dungeons, because it's DM, ZF, and then the 2 Dire Maul wings, and then the 2 Stratome wings. So it is like a full...
Very nice.
Yep. Do you know the way we gain Bronze Celebration tokens? It's, as far as I'm aware, it's basically all dailies and weeklies in the event.
Yeah.
Which is all outside the Caverns of Time and Tanaris. So you just go and do a load of stuff and get things. I'm sure there'll be a lot of like specific things. I did also see Dead Mines here is the only one that's a classic version. Let me actually double check, because I literally was looking at it today because I was writing the.
You double check that. I'll continue with things. So there's all that stuff to do outside the Caverns of Time. There's the raid to do, which I believe is in normal and heroic mode.
LFR as well.
Okay, good. Yeah, no mythic, which makes sense. If the heroic is actually a heroic, that would be fantastic.
I believe I think it's maybe potentially easier, a little bit easier, but kind of. I don't think too many people did the raid testing, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, okay.
I did watch Mr. GM and his group wipe on it for a while, so.
Good.
At least has some sort of teeth.
Yeah, good. If people are wiping, that's good. So that's pretty good. As an example, we only raid 2 nights a week, and we ended up we had missing a raid night last week. So even as like a sort of slower sort of guild, we're not really racing or anything. This will coincide maybe a few weeks after Ansurek Heroic is on farm. So that is a period where we usually disband, but often still like want to go and do stuff. So I think that's really good. The other thing then is guest relations. Although have you confirmed?
I haven't confirmed squat. And I'll tell you exactly why really quickly. Because of wording being a challenge. Let me just make sure this actually. Hello, OBS, where have you gone? There you are. Does this work? It does. So. This says, take part in a new time walking event that will take you through the original version of Dead Mines, Zul'Farrak, Dire Maul, East to West Wings, and Stratomes living in undead
They didn't
dungeons.
say versions.
Yeah, that's the awkward part. You could read that and go, Is that inclusive of everything after?
I think
Deadmines, or
I think that actually means original.
original version of Deadmines?
Yeah, it's like the original version
yeah.
of, and then they do the list.
Yeah. But it's up for interpretation, if you get me.
Yeah. Like the more clear way to do it, if they meant only Deadmines, is they would start the list and say the original version of Deadlines as one entry in the list, rather than a qualifier for the list, which is what it is there.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's them all, especially with Stratham there. But yeah.
Yeah, good. The other thing then is guest relations, which doesn't sound thrilling, but as a bit of content, there's more to it. There's multiple jokes I won't make. So yes, guest relations is basically the secret hunting thing, but sort of a new take on that. They say often thankless job. Guest relations as new volunteer Alex stepping into the
Half-Life
role
reference.
with lofty hopes of doing a better job than their predecessor. You assist Alex each week with resolving new guest mysteries using your secret finding skills, and you're on the lookout for stolen celebration goods, following rumors, solving mystery. So mysteries. And if you think about it, guest relations, but it's Warcraft. Yeah, so I've got to imagine the guests are not going to be like, your sort of regular, I don't know.
It's not going to be just a person walking in. It's going to be, here's a character, figure out something to do with them. And I don't know about guest relations specifically. I know there's a lot of, how to describe it, a huge amount of referential stuff and returning characters across the entire event, which is great. I didn't spend too long on it, and it was kind of earlier in the month, or earlier, I think it was September. I was like, or late September, I was hopping around the PTR looking at everything going on. And I was like, this is really nice. This is really quite nice. So there's that, which I'm sure that'll be part of it. There's a whole load of things, like there's the official kind of mount, what's it called? Mount Madness or something. There's basically a mount competition in game, actually, in the same way the Trial of Style is there, and it's like everyone mug and then everyone votes wrong because everyone's a fucking idiot, but you know what I mean. There's that, but for mounts. And then
diplomatic as ever.
Yeah, and then there's the lore event, which is Lore Walker Cho telling stories about characters, and it's like a little stage diorama with
Yep, it's cool.
The place is really nice. The one I watched on thing was Thessarian and his whole story, and I'm like, that's really quite cool, even with a little I guess now technically canonical ending bit that is like, this is how this story ended in Wrath, but here's how it continued to this day slightly. Not with any big reveal or anything, but literally he still hasn't went and found his, was it sister, I think? Still haven't gone and found his sister and then give wee reason. I'm like, that's really cute, actually. That's really nice. So I think most of the people are going to be way happier with the raid, I think, and getting the transmogs. But for people who are super into like lore and seeing kind of, I guess the whole point of it's a celebration of World of Warcraft, right? So people who kind of want that nostalgia trip and see what all the characters are up to and how they're feeling now, they'll actually be in there. It's like, yeah. It's really, like, I did kind of go, this is, you can kind of feel the love put into something.
Yeah.
I noticed that when I was hopping around the PTR. I was like, this is a lot. This is a lot. That's great.
Good stuff. Okay.